Hello class, this is Jay Abley, and this is the final week's assignment for Proj 525. So I'm going to be presenting my top 10 takeaways from this class. Got my note cards right here, got a drink here, so let's begin. There's a variety of tools and suites available to assist in communication. However, these tools are only as good as the user's ability to use them. The project manager needs to ensure that all members of the team are adequately trained to use the tools, or else they will not be successful in using them. Nonverbal cues can communicate up to 70% of any message. Phones can help to bridge the communication gap, but there's no substitute for face-to-face interaction. Video conferences should be used whenever possible, and it's always ideal to have a kickoff meeting in person at the onset of any project. As with any project, establishing the scope at the beginning is very important, and conveying the expectations to the team is equally important, perhaps more so in a virtual teaming environment. The PM must be thorough in analyzing data that comes from the field to ensure that the team leads are not distorting the truth or misleading the project team in any way. It's a lot easier to hide things or cover things up when they're not done in person. There are many benefits to having virtual teams located globally. There are potentially lower labor costs, a larger pool of employees to work from with different skill sets and talents, the ability to work in a follow-the-sun schedule, and the expansion into new markets. There are also detriments or negatives to virtual teaming, such as higher setup fees, travel costs, and communication and infrastructure setup costs. There's a reliance on deployed individuals to manage the project, so the project lead will have to give up some of his authority in it and rely on his teammates. Another negative aspect of virtual teaming is the potential for a feeling of isolation by project team members that are not located with the collective group. Team members can become less productive if they feel their contributions are not valued. So the project manager must ensure that they feel like they're part of the group, that their contributions do matter. There are many methods that he can do to ensure that this does happen. Things such as ensuring that praise is adequately provided, feedback, and potentially meet the different team members whenever practical. From the week 9, or maybe it was week 8, assignment, what I learned was that coordinating something as simple as a memo becomes very difficult when you have to do it with teams that are located in different areas. Meeting face-to-face, I predict that we could have probably done it in less than a half an hour. However, because the teams were asynchronous, it took a significantly greater amount of time to accomplish. And I think that this is probably a good indicator of the challenges that a virtual team would experience when teams are located, globally. As the size increases, complexity will increase as well. And as you can see from this, becoming proficient at video recordings can take a lot of practice, and it is very difficult. Face-to-face interactions, we essentially practice it daily. Every time we're talking to someone, it's a face-to-face interaction. However, this is really only the second time I've ever done one of these videos, so it's interesting to see myself up on the screen. I think one of the difficulties is we lack feedback from the audience when we're doing recordings such as these. And face-to-face interactions, that's one of the benefits, is that we do have that feedback immediately. Soft skills are a very important and vital part of a project manager's portfolio. They're very difficult to measure, and training is not readily available. Soft skills have kind of taken the background to the hard skills that are measurable and obtainable, such as training, certifications, and things of that nature. However, these soft skills are critical in bridging the communication gap, especially among teams that are located in different areas. These soft skills include the ability to communicate, to empathize, to build trust, to help resolve differences, and to create a productive and welcoming teaming environment. And finally, variations in personalities will become more pronounced in virtual teams. This is evident during meetings when you have different personalities at play, such as the folks that kind of take charge and dominate the conversations, as well as the people that might shy away where normally they'd want to speak up. They can become less willing to do so. Part of this is due in part to culture, and part of it is just really their personalities. So the project manager must keep this in mind as he's leading the teams in these virtual environments. And that wraps it up. Again, this is Jay Abley, and it's been a pleasure working with you all this semester in Proj 525, and I hope to see many of you in future classes at Drexel. Have a good night. Thanks.